Social Justice Goblin here. Welcome to the backyard. So, on the long slog of videos, and I'm going to build a backlog again because that's what I do. I build a backlog, and I'm running a storyline in this, so. But this isn't a storyline. This is more personal, actually. So, as I've gotten more and more into wrestling, because I'm a resurging wrestling fan. I mean, I used to love wrestling, but I stopped loving wrestling when I saw how the sausage was made and discovered that before WWE really cracked down on it, there was a lot of issues in the wrestling industry, namely drugs. And some other issues, but that's just, the whole you gotta be tough stuff, which I don't see at the, I don't hear the tough as much as I used to. There's still tough guys in wrestling, but the tough guy is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know if that's still part of the wrestling business or not, but anyways. I've gotten into the history of wrestling, obviously, because I love the history of wrestling. Last time I was into wrestling, last time I worked in the wrestling business, I went on a major history kick. I bought tons of books. You gotta read Dynamite Kid's book. You gotta read it. It's that good. I don't even know if it's in print anymore. It's expensive probably because it is that good. He straight up tells it as it is, and all the crap that the wrestling business did, all the dirtiness. And he doesn't do the stuff like, oh my god, I had to read one of the Glow wrestlers' biography, and I'm like, can you stop talking about your sex life and writing a romantic fiction book and actually focus on talking about the things we care about? I don't care who you boffed in high school, woman. Little Miss Hun. But I've gotten into, and particularly women's wrestling history. What really sparked my interest in women's wrestling was AEW of all things, because, WWE, it has good women's wrestling. I like Bayley. I love Bayley. Not so much on this heel turn. It hasn't gone quite the way I wanted. I wish she wasn't paired with Sasha Banks. I wish she could draw her own heat. But I've gotten obsessed with it. And well, in my research, I found this one woman wrestler named Princess Jasmine. That immediately sparked my ear because I'm a huge Aladdin fan. I'm like, there was a wrestler? And I read her story. And so she trained under Dick the Bruiser. And she went on to be a pioneer in Glow, the trainer and everything, because the guy that created Glow trained under Dick the Bruiser too. Glow is the legacy of Dick the Bruiser. Harley Race has his legend. There are legends that reverberate through the industry, and Dick the Bruiser's led to Glow. Anyways, so as I talk more and more, because Glow is a big component of mine. I've bought all the Glow matches. One of these days I'll watch them, even though the wrestling's terrible, but it's kind of entertaining in its own schlocky way. It was Matilda the Hun's book, by the way. And again, I don't need to know your sex life when you were a teenager. I wish someone had told you that. But it's interesting. Because as I was doing my research on Princess Jasmine, I decided she had one match in the WWE. She wrestled Sherry Martel. So I was like, interesting. Let me see if it's on the WWE Network, because the WWE Network has a massive archive of all the old stuff. I mean, Mid-South, WCW, this is Texas Wrestling is in their archive. This is like money. I have friends that would go gaga if they knew that existed. But, so I put in the thing, I put in Princess, and lo and behold comes up a Wendy Rector match versus Princess Jungle or something like that. I can't remember her name exactly. And I was like, okay, let me see if it is her. And so because you only see Princess, so I press it, and it was a Wendy Rector versus not Princess Jasmine in Mid-South. I was like, they have Mid-South? And I've been watching a ton of Mid-South. God, all the Cornette. And all of a sudden, up comes to the ring, good old Jim Cornette. This is actually storyline. So in comes Jim Cornette. And he sets up a chair in the ring. He's carrying a trophy. Well, at the end of the match, she and Jim Cornette are kind of making out like their boyfriend-girlfriend, even though Jim Cornette was kind of viewed as an effeminate guy. And they're making out kind of, casual kissy play. Nothing, like, serious. Just, having a little fun together, tickling and, just, Southern style public display of affection. It's a subtle thing. You tease a little. You tease each other a little bit. Anyways, and he gives her this trophy. And in that thing, when he hands her that trophy, he makes her the first female honorary member of the Midnight Express. I don't think Jim Cornette remembers this. Because nowhere in the Midnight Express history could I find that she was an honorary member. Had to edit the wiki page to include it. Very interesting. That also begs the question, how many more honorary members are in the Midnight Express? By the way, it's worth checking out that match, because at the end, the Midnight Express comes and saves Wendy Rector from the evil Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He was the good guy, and Wendy Rector was the bad guy. But still, it was noble Southern gentlemen save Lady in Wait. Boo! I'm a feminist.